let's get wacky. Tejano norteño, we talk to them all. Su servidor, el bomb, Bomba Gómez, su compa Eddie, el producer. And now it's time for Bumpa's Wacky Wednesday.
Here's this week's Wacky Wednesday Classic.
Cuando ya no te quieren, me quieres a mí. Cuando ya no te adoran, me adoras a mí.
And that was a Wacky Wednesday Classic. Remember that one?
What's up, y'all? LMD, Shelly Lottes. Keep it right here with the most necio person I know. Right here on Bumper's Wacky Wednesday.
Soy honesta con él y contigo. A él lo quiero y a ti te he olvidado. Pero si tú quieres, seremos amigos. Yo te ayudo a olvidar el pasado. No te aferres, ya no te aferres a un imposible. Ya no te hagas, ni me hagas más daño. Ya no, 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 no. Tú bien sabes que no fue mi culpa. Tú te fuiste sin decirme nada. Y a pesar que lloré como nunca, ya no seguías de mi enamorado. Luego te fuiste y que regresabas. No me dijiste y sin más nada, porque no sé. Pero fue así, así fue. Te brindé la mejor de la suerte. Yo me propuse no hablarte, no verte. Y hoy que has vuelto ya de eso no hay nada. Ya no debo ni puedo quererte. Ya no te amo. Me enamoró de un ser divino, de un buen amor que me enseñó a olvidar y a perdonar. Así fue.
Wacky Wednesday.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Unfiltered. The real deal. No pre-planning. No chingaderas. Straight up from the bill.
Wacky Wednesday.
B-Town's very own.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Here's your host, Bumper Gómez.
And we're live. Welcome to another episode of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday, live from the small but very cozy studio here in San Antonio, Texas. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week wherever you might be finding this show tonight. Again, like I tell you, tonight's just going to be just another one of those nights where we really touch the whole gambit of what is Tejano music. From what we remember in its glorious days to where it's going now and how things have changed. You're going to get to see that tonight firsthand. So again, for everybody that's joined us all over the United States and Mexico, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. To everybody, I hope that everybody that came and visited, listen up, Houston, the capital of Tejano music, San Antonio, Texas, this weekend. Those of you that came here and visited our beautiful city, we'd like to thank you for coming and having a good time down here with us, enjoying our culture on full display, our music. It was wonderful to go to all these events and see that all the events were full of people. You know, there was thousands of people at Hemisphere. Big shout out to Bino G, Frank, Robert Ariana, all those guys from TTMA that put on that big event down there at the park. I know it was shut early on when the winds come in? Sunday? Shut early on Sunday, so we didn't get to get some of those Sunday evening shows. But man, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, those guys did a wonderful job. You know, the Market Square with the Spring Fest, they had some great, I walked through there a few times. They had some great artists out there performing. The people were out there, of course, enjoying the atmosphere of what it is here in San Antonio Market Square. And then the one that we were associated with, the Jimmy Gonzalez Fest, was a huge success right there at Marlin Park, downtown, right next to Market Square. Just an amazing event all day long. People showed up from all over the place. It was really cool to see. I got to touch base with a lot of people who watched the show from not just San Antonio, but all over the place. So, you know, got to sit down and talk to the fans and what's their favorite episodes, what they like, what they don't like. Eddie even came out and hung out with me for a little bit out there. But Eddie too, he's a big Tejano fan, so he's out and about all over the place. And, you know, to all the places, man, Tequilas, Beer Depot, Mustang Sally's, all those places that had an event. You know, it was great to see the videos of just all those places packed with Tejano fans. It just goes to show you that Tejano music's not going anywhere. It's here to stay, and we're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna take it for a ride, man, as they say. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a complete honor and just a privilege, man, to have this guest on tonight. He's actually been on my show a couple of times. Way back in the day when I was just a one-man show.
Now look at you.
Yeah, now we're moving on up. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to give me a little love, show a little love to my guest this evening, the one, the only, the legendary, Mr. Chris Perez.
Hey.
Thanks, damn it, boy.
Hey,
what's up, Chris?
You know, it's always good to be back in San Antonio. So I'm just happy to be here, happy to finally be hanging out with you again. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, you know, for sure.
But it's been a really long time since we did the show, but actually just you and me hanging out. So I'm excited about
I tell people, if Chris invites you to the house, you got to have a plan. It's almost like going, you got to have a plan. Like, so are you going to go and put up your guns and be like, nah, I'm not trying that? And what I mean by alcohol, right? Like, and you're going to drive home, or are you going to get dropped off and have a plan for somebody to pick you up?
Oh, we got a plan.
You definitely got to have a plan,
yeah.
if you go into your pad. But Chris, dude, it again, man, it's like I said, it's an honor and a privilege to have you here on the show. I've you know, if you follow you on social media, you're all over the place, bro. Literally all over the place. You're in Mexico, you're in California, you're back here in Texas.
Yeah.
And then you're still a family man. So you got to juggle all those things and still be Chris Perez. How do you do it?
Well, honestly, one, I love it, right? I love being able to do all the different things the projects that I'm involved with, whether it's the wine collection or the hot sauce or the new, well, it's not new, but the production company that we have that we create music and record there at my studio. There's just so many different projects, but I've said this 100 times. I'm going to say it again. There is no way in hell that I'd be able to do this without the team that I have around me. Right. And those guys, like we share the same vision. We share the same work ethic. We know we've been working together for so long that we know each other's kind of where we can take it and what we can expect. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the not so secret is your team that you work with. You know, I mean, there's no way I'm going to get up and, you know, be part owner of a meat market in Long Beach, California, have my wine label, have the hot sauce brand, have a production company with music and other things, and
A label.
and be recording with different artists like Johnny Cash, his son, and like Louis the singer, and Grupo Metal. I mean, there's just, dude. And I know I'm leaving some stuff out, but it's the crew that we have that, you know, everybody pulls in the same direction, and that.
But you know what, Chris? You're able to do it, bro. That's a blessing right there. Just that you're able to do it.
It is. I'm a lucky guy. I'm a fortunate. I feel very fortunate, and you know, I'm glad that people still care enough to follow and support these different projects. And you know, I just got back from Mexico. We had been doing promotions over there, and I hadn't been. I mean, I had been to Mexico to go play. You know, whether it was with the Cumbia Kings, with the All Stars, or whatever different projects. Right, I had been over there. I just. Again, at the time, you know, interviews are not something that I, you know, am like.
It's not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
There you go. It's
right?
not your cup of tea.
But like times have changed so much, you know, and then with the internet now, I actually have a voice. You know what I mean? I can post on my socials, and people can really get to know who I am, as opposed to being under the control of some editor somewhere that did an interview that was going to make it all sad and stuff like that. Because the truth is, I'm a happy guy. I live a happy life. I have a lot of friends. Thank God my family, you know, is doing really good. My kids are good. You know, I mean, but life is life, and occasionally certain things do happen. I mean, shoot, if I'm being honest, the end of last year and the beginning of this year was just, you know, friends, musicians, and it still continues. They're just not making it, you know, passing away, and having family members that have, you know, passed away too.
You lost your stepdad, right?
Yeah, well, I lost my stepdad. That, not to sound, you know, harsh about it, but we had seen the decline with him, you know. But the thing was, the day before he passed away was the day that Abraham passed away. And that was a shock. Yeah. Because although we knew what was going on with him, it just didn't seem like it was anywhere near what it ended up being. Yeah, it wasn't anywhere near that. So, I just gotten back from Mexico City the day before, and Suzette called me. It was like 7:30 in the morning, and she told me the news, and I was like, you know, I almost didn't pick up the phone, because
7:30
as soon as
in
I
the
saw
morning.
it 7:30 in the morning, it said Suzette. I was like, you know. But I picked up, and she gave me the news, and then the next day, my stepdad, and it was just, you know, life is such a crazy thing. On one hand, it can be traumatic like that and very sad, and then yet there's all these other beautiful, wonderful things going on, you know, and it's like two sides of the same coin. And again, with all that being said, I still feel grateful, and to have all these things going on for me, you know, and to have the team around me, my family, my friends, my loved ones, and being able to share it with them, it means everything to me.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool, man, was I was watching all the interviews you were doing in Mexico, and I was like, este vato puede hablar español. Ahora he was throwing that Spanish all over the place, man.
I don't know what happened. It's just a flip the switch in my head, and all of a sudden words were coming out, and we joke around like that movie. Was it Bedazzled? The movie Bedazzled. Oh, me estoy hablando español. You know, all of a sudden.
No, but you know what's really cool, man, is a lot of the people who are doing the interviews, you know, they're going into the interview knowing that your Spanish is not perfect, right? Mm-hmm. And I think I always find it pretty awesome that when I see an interview like that, where they carry the artist, like if they know that you're getting stuck on a word, they kind of help you out, or they throw it to you in English, and then it makes you comfortable, right? Because if you do it over and over again, I mean, I've done it here. I had Eric from Grupo Masore, and he was like, "Hey, dude, I don't speak English." I said, "Well, I speak halfway Spanish, so we'll make it happen." You know what I mean?
Yeah, Eric's a good friend of ours. We actually did some work with him in the studio not too long ago, but he's a good friend. But yeah, I mean, the press, that's another thing too. When I went to go do all the press over there in Mexico the last 2 months, we've been doing it back and forth. I remember vividly how the press used to be and how they used to treat the artists back in the early 90s when we started going over there with Selena, and you had to be really careful with what you said, because they would take anything and just the headline would be something so far
Off of what was brought up.
Yeah, and then it would spark this whole thing, and I went there kind of expecting that, and I got there and everybody was so super cool. I believe we're in a different, we live in a different kind of time. The energy is different. Everybody was really cool, and I think before I went and did the interviews, I actually went online and researched, okay, what's been going on? What's he up to? Oh, I want to ask him about this. And it wasn't, of course, I'm always going to get asked questions about Selena and that part of the past and our music and all those things that are going on with Los Dinos, like the induction into the Grammy Museum from El Prohibido, and there's all that. That's another whole thing that's going on, right?
Yeah.
But they were really nice. And the fact that, I've already done the book and we've already talked about it extensively in the mainstream English kind of media outlets, everybody already knows the answers. And there was a few times in Mexico City where I went and I'm doing like all the morning shows, like the Good Morning America, whatever. It's their version of it. And for the most part, they were all good, but there was the few that were asking me, so it must be... so tell us, Chris, tell us the truth. Like, it must be hard, right? Living this life where everybody's always coming up to you and asking you about this tragedy or whatever. And I tell them, you know what? Truth is, I don't get asked about that stuff anymore. When I do meet and greets or I do any kind of appearances or we're doing a concert or gigs or wherever I'm at or whatever, when the fans come up, dude, everybody's happy. And congratulations on this and that. And, oh, my God, I love Selena and her music has helped me through this and my kids and all. It's that. It's not the other thing.
Right.
Ay, pobrecito, whatever. And I said, and I would tell the interviewers, like, and you would see the air go out of them. I would say, like, nobody asked me that stuff. It's only when I'm doing interviews like this that you guys feel the need to ask me.
Because they think that that's going to bring more ratings, right?
Yeah, because I haven't been there in so long that they still think that's where the public is. And again, because we have the internet and I have all these different outlets to be able to speak my piece and be myself, people already have moved on from that, and now it's just a happy, it's a cool thing. Like, look at what she's become. Selena has become this icon, this women's empowerment, representation of a hardworking, family-oriented, I could go on and on down the list, but now that's what it's really about. It's what she has left us and how we can enjoy it and how everybody's enjoying it and how it's getting pushed down from generation to generation. And it's a positive thing,
It's, and I'm glad you said that because, there's still people out there. And I think I blame a lot of it, Chris, is on Raza. Raza's like that.
I already know where you're going, bro.
They know the answers, but for some reason, they just want to hear it themselves. Yeah. You can hear the answers 10 different ways. If you don't know the Selena story, well, then, you've been hiding under a rock. For all these years. But I wanted to tell the people a little bit about, Chris Perez that I know. The Chris Perez I know, we've gone to eat at one of those Japanese places that they...
is it teppanyaki? No.
One of those where they cook in front of you.
They're throwing the food everywhere.
The dude's a clown. They like Chris. He could be a real clown. And I'll give you guys an example. I should have brought up the picture. So the guy forgets something, right? He forgets something like some rice or something. So he has to go to the back but he has the burner on, where he's going to cook in front of us. And believe it or not, Chris really does love hot shit. He loves hot stuff.
Oh, that's the new hot stuff.
You know what I mean? And so, yes, and it's full. It's clear. We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but yeah, there you go. It's not a lava lamp either, right? But so going back to the story, so Chris kind of like looks left, he looks right, and he pulls out a baggie of chiles, dude, of like a habanero, like all of them. He's looking at me and he's like, "Hey, bump, did I throw one?" I'm like, "Hell no! You're gonna start a gas chamber inside this place, and they're gonna kick us out, man." Dude. But one thing, Chris, that I admire a lot about you, man, and being who you are, is that I've never seen you say no to somebody. I've never seen you give somebody the cold shoulder. Like, hey, I don't want to be bothered. Like, you know what I mean? For the most part, I think almost every time I've been around you, you have been so respectful to everybody who comes up to you. And we've had this conversation, you know what I mean? And I'd like to touch on it just a little bit, but, you know, is that something that you do, like, really on the inside, you're really annoyed, but you do it because, hey, this is what I do, or how do you see that? You know what I mean? Like when you're out in public, you know, maybe you're having dinner, you know, something like that, and somebody comes up, it's like, hey man, can I get an autograph? Can I get a picture? Like,
Yeah, it's I mean, it's easy for me to be grateful in that moment because I'm a fan of music. I'm a fan of musicians and artistry, and I've had my opportunity to rub elbows. Is that the right way you say it? Rub elbows or shoulders with people that I never thought I'd be anywhere near, much less in the same room, this close together. You know? And they've all been super cool. Elton John, Bruce Springsteen. And I don't mean like I'm meeting them at a meet and greet, like where you pay to go, whatever. We're at the same event. We're there for the same purpose or whatever. And everybody's just cool. Debbie Harry from Blondie. Bruce Springsteen was the coolest, man. But that's a whole
do you ever fanboy, Chris?
I play it off. I play it off, but then when the event's over and I get on the phone, I'm like, Mom,
that was Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, guess who I'm, you know, and she's like, what? Oh my God, honey. You know, but yeah, like I share all that stuff with my mom. She was there, you know, as I was growing up, so she knows these different, you know,
idols.
What it means to me. And I mean, you have to kind of be cool, you know, and those people I just mentioned, I don't even have a picture with them because I feel like for me, that kind of ruins the moment. Like I want to take a picture with everything I have, you know what I mean? But I just can't bring myself to be like, hey, you know, for me. So, you know, when somebody comes up and even if they don't necessarily want a picture or an autograph, they just want to, which happens a lot where they're like, hey man, mad respect, fist bump, handshake, thanks man. And then you just keep it moving along, you know? I think those are very cool moments, and it's the reason why I do it. You know, we just went to, we were talking about this earlier, the Lowrider car show that just happened.
Yeah,
Freeman
Saturday
Coliseum in that area.
Yeah.
And we just, you know, we knew one of the people putting on the thing, so he, you know, he had our names at the will call, whatever, and we went. I walked in with everybody else, the general public, and just whatever, and of course, people start freaking out, wanting to take pictures and whatnot, which is fine. The lines for beer were kind of long. That kind of sucked. I wanted to, like, I was telling Bob, hey, Bob, we got to get a beer. He's like, dude, you can't stand in line right here, right? Because we're going to be here for 20 minutes. You know what that's...
Take him to the front, Bob. No, the guy in front's going to buy him a beer, dog.
I took him backstage. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I was corralled backstage for the whole show, but I did get to meet and hang out with a bunch of people, you know, and it was, man, it was a good time. You know, I don't go out to be completely isolated. Now, I don't go out much. I'm a homebody, you know, I like to be in my studio or at home with my kids or whatever. But when I do go out, I mean, it just comes along with it, you know, and I really do appreciate it. It's not a bunch of hot air. It's and I'm grateful for everything.
And Chris, you know, we've here at the show, we've had the honor of having some of the Dinos on here. We had Pete Astudillo. We had, ¿cómo se llama? El de Laredo.
Joe.
Joe. We had Joe here. And bro, you know what? After every single one of those guys leave, and then I get to hang out with you, I get to call you a personal friend. So I kind of like, I think to myself, what life would have been like to be around these three dudes years ago, right? The way you guys are now, I could just imagine what it was like, you know, when you guys were young, all together, traveling all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, dude, we were really young. Like, I wasn't even old enough to legally drink at the time. So that's how young we were. And everybody else was older. And as a matter of fact, that's how Selena and I started making our connection, was because we were the two youngest. So when we go to restaurants and they were going to go, Suzette and everybody else wanted to go sit at the bar and have a beer or whatever.
Yeah, get stuck at the table.
I tried it one time, bro. This is a true story. I tried it one time. It was at a Bennigan's on the road somewhere. And you know what? My first mistake was listening to Pete and Joe. It was Pete and Joe. And we were walking into the place and like, I want to sit down with you guys, have a beer. And they were like, come on, Rocker, let's go. You know, whatever. I was like, all right, you think they'll let me? Dude, I looked like I was 16, 15 years old.
Yeah.
But I was 20. And we go in there and, you know, everybody sits down and orders their beer. And they come to me, and I guess you could tell, you know, I wasn't experienced in that. And I was like, yeah, I'll take a Miller Lite or whatever, Bud Light. I don't remember what it was. And they're like, you have your ID? And I'm like, no. And I just felt myself get red and whatever. Well,
And the guys laughing their asses off at you.
And you can't be, you can't be in here if you're not 21. And I was like, get up with my tail between my legs, walk out, and go
Hey,
sit
guys,
down
wait for you
with it.
outside.
Yeah. Gotta go.
That's hilarious, man. And Chris, you know, we all know that just by looking at you, you know, you're the way you are, that you probably started with a guitar like a lot of Tejano musicians did, with the love of rock, of metal music, right? You know what I mean? That was your first love. That's probably how you got into wanting to, you know, play the guitar. How old were you when you first picked up the guitar, man?
When I first started taking it serious and didn't look back, I was about 15. But I started like noodling around, not understanding. It was just almost like a toy. You know, I must have been 12, maybe 11, messing around. And I had always had this, my dad had got me this guitar. I don't know where he got it from, but it was not it was really hard to play. But me not knowing any better, I stuck with that thing.
And you played it.
And I played it. And then when I had the opportunity to play other guitars that were built a lot better and that were like real guitar player stuff, dude, I could play head and shoulders above dudes that had been playing for way many more years than
Just
I
because
had.
the guitar was better?
Yeah, it's like imagine it's like
It's like running with weights.
It's like
your whole life, and you run real fast, and the day they take the weights off, you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been doing it the hard way for so many years, and when they show you the easy way, it's just boom, take off. And I feel like that's what happened to me. And I'm grateful for my friends too, because I have some awesome, beautiful friends that were with me, that we're still friends to this day since middle school. And there's a couple of guitar players. One of them, I don't know if he's watching, Tony Ladis. It's Shelly's cousin, actually. Yeah. He was a big inspiration when I was starting out. We're the same age. And I would just watch him and then go home and try it on my junky guitar, you know? But we're talking about like Ozzy Osbourne, Judas Priest. And those songs are not easy to play for the most part, you know, when you're 11, 12 years old. Yeah, and then that's kind of just how when everything just took off, you know.
I saw a picture. I want to say maybe it was inside the mall. I think I sent it to you one day. It was a picture that came across, I think, on social media or somebody sent it to me. But Eddie Sevi from Texas Latino, and Chris were at a table, and these dudes were just with their heads down, right? But they had this hairdo that was just wild. You guys had to have been 16, 17, 18 years old at that time. So Chris, how did you first get into Tejano music though? Like you're rocking, boom, boom, you're going. How does Chris Perez just say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna do this Judas Priest and Metallica stuff. I'm gonna go and do this Tejano thing.
I did what I tell everybody not to do. I say, don't do it for the money. If you're gonna get into this music thing, don't do it for the money. You'll be miserable if that's all you're chasing. Having said that, that's how I got into Tejano music. because I was not making it doing the rock thing, you know? I wasn't making it. And it wasn't that I didn't appreciate Tejano music. I thought it was cool. I mean, being from San Antonio, you're around it all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's at different events or the carnival or, you know, fiesta. And you're there with your parents. Like it was always there, but it wasn't until I had the opportunity to join Shelly's band right when she pretty much at first started, like before she was signed to Manny's record label and Manny Guerra, and who was another one, you know, we got rest in peace. That wasn't too long ago that he passed, but it was her. Shelly turned me on to Mas, David Lee Garza. Emilio was just going solo from David Lee. He was about to put out his first record with Manny. And little did I know, in my opinion, my humble opinion, that I was learning everything in the golden age of Tejano. Latin Breed was coming out with Breaking All the Rules. La Mafia had Enter the Future. Mas was just, they had so many different songs on the radio. You know, David Lee Garza. I could go on and on. You know, Gary Hobbs, David Mares, Fíjate.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Like, I was actually listening to it because I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this genre of music, I need to be as well-rounded, you know, a guitar player as I can be, or musician, period. And which is what I did with, like, you know, a lot of people they think of me and they think, oh, rocker. They're not far off, but I also listen to a lot of other types of music, and I play all that stuff, you know. I mean, case in point, we're doing country music. I'm playing at the Grand Ole Opry with freaking world-class musicians, something I never thought I'd be able to do. But it's all part of the attitude that I've had, is, you know, as far as being a musician, right? So, and then Shelly, how crazy is this? Shelly was best friends with this girl singer, right? Her name was Selena. She had a band. It was a family band. Hey, Chris, I want you to check out these songs. We want to play Yo Fui Aquella and Dulce Amor. So she gave me 2 records. And for me, something about Roger Garcia, the guitar player's tone, the way he played it, I wanted to, like, if you would throw all the, oh, you know who else I really love, but I'm nowhere near the way he played, was Quique from Emilio from back in the day. That dude, like, I would stand in the front of the stage.
On another level.
I'm like, what is he doing? Like, I couldn't even wrap my brain around it. But there was many different guitars. Of course, Jimmy Gonzalez and Gilbert Velasquez. I mean, me and Gibby, I'm very glad and happy that I get to call him a good, close, personal friend. But, you know, all the guitar players out there that were doing it, I respected it. I never looked at it like a lot of other people that I knew at the time, especially if they were rock and rollers, and they're like, you're going to do what? See ya. You know what I mean? That would have been their attitude. But mine, it was like, nah, I'm gonna ingest as much of this, digest it, sit with it, try to learn as much as I can. And that's what I did. And long story short, that combined with everything I already knew is what landed me in the Dinos.
Would you say, you know, you being, and you said it here all evening, a musician that just travels, you get to be around all these master musicians, these amazing musicians. You know, Shelly was the one who came in here and said it the very first time that I've ever interviewed her. And she's like, you know, Tejano musicians are like no other. You know, they're a very versatile musician. Like, a lot of people can play country. A lot of people can play, you know, R&B or rock, but you bring them into Tejanos, sometimes it's a little different, you know. But she made it sound like, you know, if you could play Tejano, you could pretty much dibble dabble in the other ones, but you can't do vice versa. Like, you know what I mean? If you're a rocker, it's kind of hard to just come in here and know how to play the Tejano chords.
Yeah, I know what she's saying, and I would agree with her. And as a matter of fact, we have an experience that kind of proves that point. In one time, this is when I was already in Los Dinos, and musicians that don't play Tejano music, that are pop, R&B, rock, whatever, jazz,
different
genres of music that don't play Tejano, they don't look at it as a, they think it's funny. You know, and they think it's funny and like, oh, haha, yeah, I can play that in chink, They don't understand that there's a feel and a flow to it. And if you don't understand it, to the untrained ear or to somebody on a freaking cruise ship, you know what I'm saying? I'm just somebody on a vacation, not a Tejano cruise ship or whatever, but anybody on a cruise ship, they play, for example, Bitty Bitty Bom Bom. It sounds a little off, right? People still get into it and they sing it and they do whatever. But one time we went to Miami, and this was early 90s, and Cristian Castro, Paulina Rubio, Thalia, Mark Anthony. We were doing this showcase with Selena, and at this one particular showcase, the label didn't fly the whole band out. They just flew Selena, myself, and AB, right? Because Selena was just going to go up and do Como la Flor. How hard can that be, right? Not my train of thought, but certain people's train of thought at that time was like 4 chords, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 chords, maybe 5. I don't remember. Anyway, but it is in B flat for all you kids listening. But yeah, so we went to Miami. We started. We went to the rehearsals, right? And all the band sounded amazing. I was like, yeah, I can't wait till they play Como la Flor, right? And they kicked ass with everybody else, and they're like, all right, Selena. Selena goes up on stage. They start playing Como la Flor, and me and AB look at each other like, what? Like, are they serious? You know what I mean? It sounded like a tropical reggae. I'm in Jamaica, cumbia. They were missing the whole.
Suzette needs a jet.
And yeah. It was crazy. We couldn't believe it and these are like, I'm not even
professional musicians.
Yeah, I'm not even dissing their playing. They're amazing. But sometimes the simplicity in a song like Como la Flor is the magic.
Right.
Let the singer do what the singer does. You know what I mean? You don't have to be the best guitar player or the best bass player or the best drummer. Just do your job. Play it good. Catch the vibe. So they didn't do it. They weren't getting it. And Selena was looking at us like, guys, like, do something. Like, I don't want to, whatever. So AB, he's like, should we go up there and play it? I was like, fuck yeah, let's go up there and play it. So me and AB were like, wait, hold up. And we went up there to play it for him, like to show him, like, this is how it goes. And then give them their instruments back and walk out. Or, you know, off the stage. Well, we went up there and we did it, and they were like, oh, you know what? Y'all just play it.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Dude,
Here, just stay with the instrument.
So,
you guys got it.
So she's not wrong. You know what I mean? And what she's saying as far as the reversal of, like, you could be this great thing and not be able to play this. But Tejanos too, in my experience, even though we're fans of Tejano music, I don't think that the majority of us, like we aspire to be successful at doing it. You know, we're trying to do the best that we can, but I think that as a guitar player specifically, you know, we listen more to more guitar player music, which is not necessarily Tejano music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we carry our influences over into the Tejano genre and hopefully make some kind of a, you know, like find a spot, which is what luckily I think we ended up doing with Los Dinos. You know, it's such a crazy mixture of things. And then AB's crazy, like, no holds barred attitude as far as the music goes, you know, like he never once told me, you're doing too much. And I was never thinking like, I'm going to try to play everything I can. And like, I think we all worked well together in that kind of aspect. Together. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes a big difference, man. I have seen people where they like, you know what I mean? It's just like a little too many rips, you know what I mean? Like, that was a little much, but if everybody's doing it, then it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to see. But Chris, here on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, dude, we're speaking of Tejano music. You know, we love Tejano music. Everybody knows, you know, I mean, I'm here supporting some of the baddest DJs on TikTok. And our guests, we're going to talk about it a little bit later. If we're not doing this, this is where it's at. For all you young artists out there, you want to get your music played, this is where you need to be. You need to be on social media. You need to be finding all these DJs that are spinning Tejano music, and you need to be hitting them up on the side saying, hey, do you got my jam? Do you got my jam? Do you got my jam? Because that's where people are listening to the most music, believe it or not. People are listening on TikTok. And these are some of my favorite DJs. Un saludos to our good friends, the 1000s, A1000 and J1000. Stafford, I would say H-Town, but they're really from Stafford, Texas, right? A little suburb of Houston. But un saludos to them, and thank you for the t-shirt, man. We love it. And we're supporting the 1000s right here on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. But Chris, we love Tejano, bro. And we've teamed up with the man, the myth, the legend himself, the guy who's keeping Tejano going and letting us know what the number 1 song, the number 2 song, the number 3 song for years and years and years. And finally this year, he's getting his flowers. They're going to be doing something for a good friend down in Corpus Christi by way of Kingsville, a good friend, Mr. Rudy Trevino, on the Tejano Gold Countdown, right?
Yeah,
so this
Rudy.
is this week's Rudy Trevino, Tejano Gold Countdown.
Hey, this is Rudy Trevino from Tejano Gold Countdown, and you're watching Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, and these are your top 3 songs of the week.
3.
Que te vaya mal, que tu mundo se llene de oscuridad, que llores por las noches gritando mi nombre y mueras por mí. Que te vaya mal, que tu mundo se llene de oscuridad, ojalá que te mueras.
2.
Que para sacarte tendría que morir. Trate de olvidarte, no sé qué camino seguir.
1.
Es que no sabes lo que tú me haces sentir. Si pudieras un minuto estar en mí y sentir la llama ardiente que me quema de pasión por ti. Tejano Gold with Rudy Trevino.
Hey, we're back. We're here talking about the music, and we're talking about La Diferencia and that good old classic Tejano sound. Un saludos. Big shout out to Ricardo. I saw him out there at Fanfare, and
amazing songwriter.
he was getting swarmed with a bunch of people. So big shout out to La Diferencia grabbing the number 1 spot on Rudy Trevino's Tejano Gold Countdown. So again, everybody watching, man, all the radio stations watching, to our good friend Suavecito Sunflowers there at Hot Tejano. Tejano, man, you know, Hot Tejano to me, I love Tejano Up. I love Hot Tejano. I love all the FM stations, Chris. But the time of the Dinos to now, I think music has really drastically changed on where people listen to it, right?
You sound like an old man, dude.
I sound like an old man,
Yeah,
right?
you do.
I am. I'm also wearing a cassette tape
That's
on my
like,
chest.
like our dads, yeah, you know, y'all don't know about music.
Yeah,
but,
no, but what I'm saying is, I always said last week. I said, you know, you remember sitting around waiting to hit play and record on somebody's old tape that you put some paper and put a piece of tape on the corners.
Yep.
Daniela, you have no idea what we're talking about right now, right? Your mom does. Your mom knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, and we'd sit around and wait for that song so we could record it, so we could be able to play it over and over again. And, you know, with social media, things have just, it's changed. You know, a lot of radio stations are now, you know, internet driven, the internet radio stations. So I got to see a lot, like this weekend, we did the radio gala on Thursday, the kickoff to the Tejano Fanfare. And it was cool to see all the different radio stations and podcasts and, you know, people that are just out there doing what they can to promote Tejano music. And speaking of Tejano music, Chris, you know, again, for everybody who's watching, hey, Bump, well, what about, look, you guys know the answers to all those questions, right? Chris is a very busy man. And Chris, again, like we talked about in the beginning of the show, you're able to juggle being a dad, right? Being a son, being a good friend to this guy over here, right? Record labels,
sometimes
hot sauce, wines, flights. You know,
Bob helps a lot with all, like everything you just mentioned, dude. Like
that's Bob. I
put
see
him.
it.
He's
Like
on the
Chris,
front line. He's on the front line.
You got to leave at 2 today. What? I don't even know who's supposed to be gone today.
Hey, Bob, did we get that Airbnb for that show in LA on April 11th? Like, you know,
I don't know.
he's
Let me
got
check.
it. Yeah.
But it's just super cool. Go ahead.
Plus, like, but that's just him helping out. You know what I mean? Like his real thing, and I'll be the first one to admit it, is being in the studio, and he is magic behind Pro Tools, behind ideas, behind the keyboards, behind capturing my best. Because that's one of the beautiful things about working with people like Bob that I've known for so many years. Is like he's probably the only one that can stop a guitar take and be like, nope, you can do it better. Or why don't you try this? And I'm like, without even thinking about, all right, like what? And I'll sit there and do it.
You don't even give him the look, Chris?
Nope. After, like, if it keeps going down that road, maybe, but hey.
After the fourth time, like, no, you stop me one more time.
Yeah, no relationship is perfect, right? We'll have little bumps in the road.
That's cool, man.
But no, he's really, like, that's why he's, not the only reason why, but I mean, a big part of it is because of what he can do when you're in the studio.
Right. No, but
I'm not that good. He just makes me sound better.
Yeah, well, I'm the same way. Without Eddie, I'd be sitting here in a one-man show.
There you go. All right, Eddie.
Over here, movie switches by myself, right? With one camera angle. But Chris, it's just, I tell people, man, about you, like one thing that I really love that you've done is that you've never turned your back, in a sense, and I don't mean in an ugly way. You've never turned your back on our onda. You've done the Chris Perez project, like you've gone into done your own thing. You've done all kinds, but you've never said, "Hey, man, that was my past. That's not part of me." It's always you're every time that I've heard you speak on this. You always give props to, the musicians that came before you, the industry, right? You never just like said, "Hey, this happened in my life, and I'm done with this. I'm out."
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
You took a little break with some years that we didn't see you for a while.
No, but you know what? I never did take a break. Maybe you didn't see me, or maybe you didn't hear about me. But ever since, like, if we're being specific, like from the time that Selena passed and the Dinos were over, and whatever, like I was here. You just maybe didn't know about it, but like. AB's records, Cumbia Kings, the first record that came out in 99, 98, somewhere around there. I'm the guitar player on that whole freaking thing. The second record, the same thing. Other bands and things that, I was always around. I was just doing something else. And truth is, it's really lonely as a musician coming from somewhere and leaving in the sense of, I'm not in the circuit anymore. I might be recording all these cool things and, be a part of all these successful records and winning these awards and things like that. That's one thing. But I was gone, and it was a lonely time in my life, but I was trying to push forward with the only thing I knew what to do. At that point in time, there was no way I was going to be able to go on the road and play Tejano music and not have Selena in front of me, Ricky Vela right here, Joe Ojeda, AB, and Suzette. There was no way I could do that, and so I chose my path. And but the truth is, no matter where I went, this will always be my home. This will be my nest. This will be where I'm from, musically speaking, physically speaking, emotional. I mean, this is it.
You said something the other day when we were talking on the phone, and it hit me in the heart. I was like, "Hey, man, to hear it from you," and I want to share it with the public.
Oh, I know what
we were talking, and you were like, "Hey, man, sometimes I get so busy, and you get to a hotel somewhere, or you get somewhere just to like chill just for a little bit, and you're just missing home." He said, "I'll pop on one of your episodes," and like, okay,
yeah, I did it the other day when I was in Mexico City, and over there you can't get a lot of the same things you get over here. It's, even on the internet. Like I have all the apps, to watch world news or seeing all these other things. And over there, you're cut off from all that. So I can only get to hardly any news channels I want to see. And it along with other shows and things like that, it makes you homesick. but I can go on and I can go on YouTube and I can find you, your crazy ass. And then I'm like, I'll sit there and I'm like, I'll watch a little bit. Next thing I know, you're done with the show. I'm like, fuck, that was cool. You know, it's a piece of home. I get to take it everywhere I go.
That's cool, man. I appreciate that. Me and Eddie work hard at doing what we're doing, man. And, you know, Chris, where I was going with the, you know, all the things you got going on, you started this label called Blue Mariachi. Right?
Yes.
Where did that come from? Where does the name Blue Mariachi come from?
Blue Mariachi comes from, it's a combination of things. It's how I feel, what I feel best represents me in that, you know, it's two sides of a sound. You have the blues, which when I came up with this one, Carlos, don't get all crazy when I say this. I was really in like a Stevie Ray Vaughan phase.
Right.
And that's Carlos. What's up, Carlos?
Right?
Yeah, that's his favorite dude. We get into arguments all the time between him and Eddie Van Halen.
I knew it. That's what he's saying right now.
No, he knew. He knows. He knows. But so the blue and Blue Mariachi came from that. And then the mariachi obviously being from here in San Antonio and the mariachi movement and all those kinds of things. And I just stuck them together and it seemed to work. I didn't feel, usually I'll come up with a name and we'll use it for, we'll say it a couple of times in business, and then I'm like, I don't like it, and then we'll change it to something else. And Blue Mariachi has just stuck for a good 5-6 years.
That's cool, man. And did you ever think, Chris, in many years that you'd own your own label and you'd be looking for artists and trying to sign artists and get it going?
I always wanted to find a way to support others in any way that I could. The people that I believed in, that I think have something to say, something to be, something to do. You know what I mean? And I guess on a certain level, they have to connect with me. And so to be able to do that, I never really thought like that. Oh, one day I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But working with Bob and the crew and finally having the kind of capacity to do that. And then we met, then I remember Bob, the way I remember it was Bob came up to me and he was like, hey man, check out this artist, whatever. And I was like, oh, she's cool. I like her. She had a certain kind of spark that I saw. And again, though, talking to Bob, I'm like, but what? Like what, how, whatever. He's like, dude, let's just meet and talk and see what's up. And then everything just kind of started happening from there. Next thing I know, we're writing songs together, we're recording stuff in the studio, and just things just kind of start moving along. And then for a minute there, it was really serious where it was every day in the studio with Daniela and Bob and, the people that we had work on the project, again, amazing musicians. A lot of them, a lot of people watching the show would know as well. I just don't know with label politics and things like that who I can mention.
You're going to throw somebody like, oh, really? You were in that project?
No, I don't want to get a phone call later and be like, bro, you shouldn't have said my name. Now I'm in trouble with someone. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to keep it cool. If any of you guys want to call me, let me know. It's okay. I'll be sure to mention you in the next interviews. But yeah, it's some amazing musicians, and it sounds like that. Like, and that's one of the philosophies of Blue Mariachi is like, dude, if we're going to do something, how can we make it the best we can?
Right.
And again, we were talking about this earlier to Pájaro, and he's which we're going to be working together with Daniela and him. We're excited about that. But him too, he was like, it's very important how this artist comes out. I'm like, I agree with you 100%. Like when we recorded this 5-song EP, we did it the best that we could with everything that we have at our
disposal.
Exactly.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? And which luckily, thanks be to God, it was some pretty cool stuff we have at our disposal.
Yeah.
So we're excited about it. I think you can hear it in the sound, and I think you can hear it in her singing. And I know that if I'm going to be attached to it, it's got to be of a certain caliber, and I think we hit it.
Well, I remember another conversation that we had, and and Bob was there. I think we were just like on a conference call, but you know, you guys like, hey man, if you're gonna put your name on something, you got to believe in it, right? And of course, you know, when you own something and you're gonna put something out for the public, you know, you want to be able to be different, and you want it to, you know what I mean, you want it to stand out. I mean, you know, singers. I mean, and I'm not talking down anybody, but you know, singers, they're a dime a dozen. There's vocalists out there that can just, I mean, you put them in any karaoke bar here in San Antonio and they'll kill it. You know what I mean? They're just great vocalists. But do they have everything? Do they have the drive? Do they have, like you were talking about, the vibe? Can they, you know what I mean? Do they have, it's just not being, you know, having great vocals that's going to make you this amazing artist. You got to have the whole package. You got to be able to be likable. There's so many things that you got to do. And that's coming up right now in the next portion of tonight's Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. But Chris, we couldn't do none of this without our sponsors of Bumpers Wacky Wednesday.
Pinners, San Antonio's premier men's clothing store. From suits to casual wear and accessories to our authentic Guayaberas, Pinners is known not only for our outstanding quality, but for our free expert custom tailoring to ensure you get the perfect fit every time. The experience of being fitted at Pinners is one of a kind. Come see why Pinners has been serving our customers for over 100 years. Located downtown on West Commerce with convenient free parking. Pinners, family owned since 1916.
Looking to purchase your dream home or what to sell your existing home? Call our friend Ricky Ray, the realtor, at 956-424-5724. He will help you get approved. No credit, low credit, no problem. So give him a call today at 956-424-5724.
Hey guys, it's Leo Correa with Grupo La Calma and Internet and Marketing Manager here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine Center in Odessa, Texas. Our General Manager, Mr. Anthony Patterson, a huge fan of Tejano music. So we are proud to announce that we are proud sponsors of the Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Every Wednesday, guys, if you know anyone, family member, friends that is in the market right now, make sure you come by and visit us here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine Center in Odessa, Texas. You can visit us online, www.ronhoover.com. If you're in the market for a fifth wheel, we have both C classes, A classes. We have travel trailers, everything that you need to make memories with your family. Come by over here. We're located at 1529 East 2nd Street. 1529 East 2nd Street here in Odessa, Texas, or give me a call. Our cell phone number is 210-906-3796. We're here for you guys, and come by and see why everyone's talking about Ron Hoover of Odessa, Texas, your West Texas. Yes, guys. Vámonos.
Are you a disabled veteran unsure if you're receiving all the benefits you deserve? Contact Just for Veterans, Coach Retired Sergeant Major United States Marine Corps, Oscar Ornelas at 951-388-4072. With a deep passion for serving veterans from all branches, he specializes in VA ratings to ensure you receive what you've earned for serving our nation. At Just for Veterans, getting your disability claim processed is now straightforward, thanks to our veteran design system. Don't delay. Book your consultation today with Oscar Ornelas at 951-388-4072. Remember to mention you've seen this ad on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Just for Veterans, if you don't win your claim, you don't owe us anything. Your benefits matter, and we're here to help.
Imagine a porch that protects itself, a door that locks on its own. Imagine being in two places at once, lights that work like magic. Imagine what you could do in a home like that. Now, stop imagining. Call Laura Hernandez at 210-262-8402 to start protecting your family and home with Vivint today.
Hello, everyone. Rick Valderrama, mortgage loan originator with Vantage Bank, mortgage NMLS ID number 428763. I'm here to share with you some information about an amazing program that we are offering in low to moderate income areas and high minority areas in the whole state of Texas. This program offers zero down, no private mortgage insurance, and credit scores as low as 580. All applications are subject to credit approval. Reach out to me for more information.
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget Gilbert's Mexican Restaurant, one of the hottest Tex-Mex restaurants in all the city of San Antonio, 410 in Marbach. We want to thank everybody that came from all over the United States and Mexico that visited Gilbert's this last weekend to see all the Tejano memorabilia right there on the wall for you guys to check out. And of course, you can never go wrong with the special we always talk about, the Javi special, man. Daniela, you don't know nothing about this. 2 enchiladas with carne guisada on the inside, rice and beans. Tortillas de harina with a sweet tea. It's super, super good. That's not the only thing. They also have one called the Big Back Special. You would think that would be mine, but that's not mine. They have the Big Back Special. You guys asked for it right there. Gilbert's Mexican Restaurant, 410 in Marbach. True Tejano fans and big sponsors of Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. And don't forget, if you're injured, looking for an injury attorney, you got to hit my boy Andrew Toscano at 732-6091. That's 732-6091. Hit him up if you are injured in any kind of accident, automobile accident, somebody hit you, rear-ended you, got hit by an 18-wheeler. Hit him up. He'll take care of you like family. Hit up Andrew Toscano Law Firm. Pinnacle Air, baby. Want to give a big shout out to everybody out there. You need your ACs worked on because it's about to get super hot. Hit them up, 210-722-7231. That's 210-722-7231. Pinnacle Air. Oh, yeah. And if you need a brand new roof, ladies and gentlemen, 210-535-9719. That's 210-535-9719. SMA Roofing and Remodeling. Hit up our good friend Steven Martinez, United States Navy veteran. Come out. He can inspect your home, inspect your roof, and give you a great, great quote. I promise you, he'll give you a price that can't be beat. Let him know Bumper sent you. Que no eres, knock him out, dog. Like, it's cool. Ladies and gentlemen, just joined us. We're back here in the studio in San Antonio. We're here with the legendary guitarist.
Wait.
Right?
Legendary.
It's legendary.
Yes,
Chris Perez, which was super cool. We'll talk about it in a few minutes, but I think what was really cool was to see you open up for an NFL game playing freaking our national anthem on the guitar, bro.
Yeah.
That had to felt super, super awesome.
Dude, there is nothing like just hearing your guitar echo through a stadium, you know, and then hearing the fans' reaction. You know, it's you by yourself. There's no band behind you. There's not a lot of stuff going on.
Nobody's singing, just you and the guitar.
Just you and the guitar, and I love it. I love it. We did the Texans one year. We did we just did a soccer game. We did the Dallas Mavericks. We've done quite a few, but
but ladies and gentlemen, he did the Dallas Mavericks because they invited him. He didn't choose to go over there, right?
Hey,
you're
I'm
a San Antonio Spurs fan, right, Chris?
Yes, I am, and I'm waiting for the Spurs to call me, hit me up.
Oh, wow!
I'm getting tired of waiting.
You might turn green and blue. You might turn green.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so San Antonio Spurs. If you guys are listening, my boy Chris Perez waiting to do the national. Hey, Chris. They're waiting for you. We're gonna go to the championship this year, bro. And one of the games you're gonna open up.
I don't want to jinx it.
No, we're not
I'm not jinxing it, but they look really good.
We're
really proud of you,
existence.
Spurs. Yeah, no. And you know what? I'm that guy. We'll watch the Spurs at the house, right? And we got other people that are not quite Spurs fans hanging around, and there's a few. There's one in here. There's one in here. We won't mention her name, but
you know what's funny, Chris?
And Carlitos, he's a
my
Lakers
wife.
fan
You know
too.
what my wife is? She's a Lakers fan.
Really?
Yeah.
How do y'all do it?
And she's from Florida, but it's because we lived, a good portion of our adult life. Our young adult life, we lived in California,
Okay.
But she's a big Kobe fan. She breathes the purple and gold, and I respect her. I give her boundaries. You know what I mean? Like, hey, just silver and black. We're back for sure. We're
It's
definitely back.
I know a lot of people are going to get upset, but it's just a basketball game. But watch me when we're in the middle of it and it's hot and it's tight and I forget it's just a basketball game.
My wife, she goes upstairs. I sit down here and all I hear is "Shut the hell up!" Because I'm there, like I'm clapping, I'm yelling at the dude, like, "Dude, set the pick right now."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give him the ball, whatever the case may be. So,
Wait, she's down here and you're up there?
No, she's upstairs and I'm down here, and she's telling me to shut up because.
Yeah.
I'm being super loud. They're trying to sleep. And here lately, the last West Coast games, they started like at 9:00 at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at least, is she a Cowboys fan? I know what you are.
She is not. She is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan.
So you still argue with that too? Shit.
Yeah, I do. We do. Houston Oilers, baby.
Oh, he's old school like that. He's
I was like, okay,
Billy.
now I get it. Now I get it.
You're like Billy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you saw the title of tonight's show, we had Chris Perez featuring a brand new artist. Well, she's not brand new to me because a year ago, almost a year to the day, you played at my 5th year
sure did.
anniversary show. You got to play 2 songs of your choosing with our good friends from La 45, which was super, super cool. Ladies and gentlemen, our second guest this evening, the beautiful and the lovely Miss Daniela.
How's it going? Thank you for having me. I so appreciate it.
No, we are very happy to have you. And like I said in the beginning of the show, to have Chris here and to have you here is a prime example of why me and Eddie love doing what we're doing, because we love to showcase our the old school cats. You know what I mean? But we love to talk about all the new and upcoming artists.
Right.
But Daniela, you kind of been around for a little bit, but now I think you've put your heels down and you're digging in, and you're coming out in full force. I've been watching the social media, so you're doing really good with the social media thing. We're hoping to have a surprise for you. That's all we'll say. We're hoping that we'll have a little surprise for you. But Daniela, talk to us, man. Where are you originally from?
So I'm from the RGB Puro 956.
Can anybody from the Valley not say 956?
I have no idea. I don't know. It's the first time I'm hearing about that. I thought she was from No, I'm kidding.
Whatever,
I'm kidding.
you know that.
I'm kidding.
No, yeah, McAllen, born and raised in McAllen.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been pretty much doing music my whole life. It is something that I always wanted since I was, a little girl. And yes, my background is in mariachi. In high school, I was in the mariachi program. I excelled in that. It was something that was like a very important part of my life. Fast forward, I guess, to my sophomore year of high school, I entered this national vocal competition. I ended up winning, which was something I was absolutely not expecting at all. But really, from that moment, I realized the route that I wanted to take musically, if that makes sense. Because prior to that, I always knew I wanted to sing, right? But I just kind of thought, okay, maybe I'll do like pop, like English pop or whatever. But I mean, after that moment and after being in the program, I realized, you know what, this is the route that I want to go down, is doing Spanish and doing all of this. And
were you one of those state qualifiers, the mariachi state qualifiers?
I was.
But you weren't part of the Netflix series, though, right?
I wasn't. I'm like, why didn't
they after you left?
Why didn't they get McAllen mariachi to do it? No. But it was a good documentary.
But wasn't it super cool to see our culture on full display?
Oh, absolutely.
And not only that, just South Texas.
Yes.
Because I think it's when I say South Texas, here we go. I'm going to get a lot of haters. From San Antonio all the way to Laredo, from Laredo all the way to Brownsville, all the way up to maybe Corpitos, Rockport area right there. Like all that area. I just don't think we ever get love. Yeah, we don't get like Southern California love. We don't get like Northern California love. We don't get like Florida, the Miami, 305. We don't. South Texas never. I think we just never had like a TV show that we can relate to.
Yeah.
The Valley, right? But to see a documentary like that,
Oh, it's beautiful.
It was super, super awesome.
Yeah, I love the representation just of our culture. I mean, we have a beautiful culture. And
Wait,
so
Netflix had a...
El otro en el medio, like, what's going on here? And that's why we wanted
No, I
to
didn't know they had a reality show.
Yeah, they had
it was a documentary.
Netflix followed, I think, like 4 or 5 high schools, and one of the mariachi directors, they followed them through the year. I mean, some they were like boyfriend and girlfriend, and like one guy that would come in and he was like really good, but he was just he acted bad. They kicked him out, like, you know what I mean? He quit. They just followed all these little
And
stories.
it seemed like a
storylines.
real reality
Yeah, it's
show?
a real reality Netflix series, and it followed how big mariachi was in Texas high schools, and on a national level. I mean, I'm not saying that, but we did go to California and beat a lot of those high schools there in California, Chris.
Really?
Texas high schools did. So a little rib shot out there too, you know.
I'm just chilling. I love California.
But then, so your love is mariachi. Who's your absolute favorite mariachi artist?
Oh man. Well, my love is all types of music, let me just say. But my absolute favorite mariachi artist, that's super hard. I gotta say either Juan Gabriel or Rocío Dúrcal.
Wow.
Yes, those are probably my top 2 favorite. At least mariachi.
And you know what's funny about those artists is, like, you know, growing up here, you think of mariachi music, right? You think of like my grandparents would listen to mariachi, but it grows on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now with TikTok and stuff, I love to see when they're like in New York City, and I think to myself, New York City, there's no Mexicanos that in New York City, but they have whatever their stadium is over there full, and they're singing every Ana Gabriel song at the top of their lungs, right? So like it's not just specific to Mexicanos, right? Everybody listens to mariachi music.
Did you hear the Bruno Mars song?
The Bruno
Yes.
Mars.
I was like,
They're playing it on Tejano stations right now. That
Are
tells
they?
you, yes. How Tejano plays Bruno Mars' single right now.
that is nuts.
I heard it. I was like,
but I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I just I hear it, and I think, you know, me and Bob were talking about this the other day. It's like, but the trumpets, they're all keyboardy sounding. You know what I mean?
Because y'all are musicians, bro.
We're so
Y'all are musicians.
We're so
Yeah.
used to the real thing that, like, when we don't hear the production is amazing, by the way,
Right.
that he did. But when we don't hear the real
The real
instrument,
thing. You totally can tell, like as a musician.
Right away.
Right away.
So as a little girl, Daniela, you're always a singer.
Oh man, always. My mom, she's over here. Shout out to mom. She shout out to Barb's. Yeah, she caught on to it. She says when I was, you know, very early on, I would say about 5-6 years old, I was always, you know, dancing and singing around the house and stuff like that. But yeah, she's the one that really pushed me to do things like the talent shows or like local little events, and from there I kind of grew some confidence in doing it, and I realized that I really loved it. And you know, she introduced me to some really cool music like the Eagles and Journey and Michael Jackson, and just so that's what I grew up on, or like Luis Miguel, Juan Gabriel, Rocío.
Y también born and raised in El Valle.
También,
okay.
yes, also McAllen, born and raised. So yes, and yeah, of course, and you know, being from the Valley, I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of the culture. I absolutely love it. I think, and it's funny, like going back to what you were saying, we don't get a lot of hype, and I think we should. I think it's really beautiful, you know, coming from a border town and having that much culture, and I just think it's awesome. And then, you know, having Frontera as an example, like, it's so inspiring. Like, as someone like me who is from there.
Did you go to school with any of those cats?
I didn't. I wish I did. I went to McAllen High School. I want to say Payo, the main singer, I think he went to Edinburgh North or something like that. Yeah, but
something like that.
It's something like that. But yes, and then sitting, you know, right here next to Chris Perez, it's something that's very absolutely surreal for me, because I also grew up listening to, you know, to Selena y los Dinos, of course, and I am a very big fan, and going back to what Chris was saying, you know, about him meeting his you know, his favorite artist or whatever, and he just doesn't want to be like, hey, I'm not gonna take a photo or anything like that because I want to be cool. I want to be cool. That's how I am. That's how I am with Chris, and he might not know it, but like when I was like first getting to know him, I was like, oh my gosh, like I cannot believe this. I absolutely can't believe this right now. Like
we used it to our benefit. What was that word? Sing that right, girl. What are you doing?
No,
I'm
like, how is this my life right now? Like honestly, I feel so incredibly blessed and privileged to, you know, not only get to work under him and Babo's guidance, but it's just, you know, also getting to know them personally on a personal level. It's really, really cool. And then especially, you know, getting like advice from them. And it's just, it's a whole, I'm very grateful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And here you are, first female signed to Blue Mariachi.
Yes.
Records, and you know, again, talking to Chris on a personal level, you know, the amount of love they have for you, you know what I mean? They want to make sure that everything's right. All these things are done right because, again, like I was saying, you know, you walk through Fanfare this weekend. There's a lot of amazing young female vocalists, plenty of them.
Yeah,
I mean, a dime a dozen. Like that's the easiest way to say it, but you have to also have, you know what I mean, the showmanship, the everything that comes with to be able to talk to people and carry a crowd. Those are all the little things that don't just come natural.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes people can just sing naturally, but to be able to carry a crowd and do things, that's a whole a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? Have you been able to do that? Have you gone on a few stages and kind of been able to control a crowd, or is that something you look forward to doing?
That's something I look forward to doing. I have been performing here and there, not as much as I would like to, but we're getting there. We're getting there. The ball is rolling, and yeah.
We have some cool stuff lined up. We had a meeting today.
Amazing things.
I don't know how much we can get into it, but bottom line is, it looks like she's going to be doing some really cool gigs.
Yeah, so excited.
You know, the thing is, Daniela, is that if you surround yourself with positive people and people who believe in you, people who are on the same sheet of music you, it makes things so much easier, right?
For sure.
And not that it's easy, because it's not easy by far. But I'm just saying, if you just surround yourself around people who believe in what you're trying to do, right? I just think that you can go far. You know, you could really go far. And speaking, just because it's Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, you know, Daniela had an amazing Christmas song. And Chris,
thank you.
I'm a dude. I hate Christmas music. Like,
wait a minute.
I'm serious, bro.
No.
Like when Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving,
when we ring the doorbell, what place?
Blame that on my wife. It's just like the floor mat.
Your floor mat outside the door. What does it say?
Yes. Wait, that's
There's no way
each time you're watching,
that.
they're blaming the doorbell on you. Well, shit, my Vivint guy's right here. My Vivint, this is my guy who sold me my camera right here, my doorbell. I gotta have him fix it. But
okay. Yeah.
No, man. You know, so Christmas comes around, and you know, I've never, like, when the Friday after Thanksgiving, when the radio stations start playing the Christmas music,
you're like dreading it.
I'm just like, shit, dog, not till January. It goes back to normal.
Wanting to go hide your wallet,
right?
Dog. Gotta go hide my wallet.
But Babo calls. He's like, hey, man, I want you to take a peek at this, right? Listen to it, dude. And I was like, I liked it. And for me, hey, Daniela, for me to say that I like a Christmas song says a lot, because I do not like Christmas songs. So, and I'm being open with, this is probably going to open up a floodgate, but it's all good. You know, and the great thing about doing Bumpers Wacky Wednesday is you get to meet people from all over the industry.
Yeah.
You get to meet the Chris Perez, the Bobbles. You get to meet owners of radio stations, people who, you know, promote music. It's just to meet everybody, the whole gambit of the industry. You get to meet them, right? And you make friends with them.
Right.
So, you know, and Bob's like, hey, you know, I got this song. You know, I think the hard part for a new artist nowadays is getting their stuff out there, because there is a lot of great new Tejano music. It's in my phone. I could show you guys over and over and over and over again all the great new music, right? But if you never get to hear it, how great is it? Right? So me and Bob will talk for a little bit. I said, you know what, dude? Let me see. It's Christmas time. Maybe he's feeling like Santa. I call a good friend of mine that he's a program director for a radio station. I said, hey, dude, Slip, here's this song. I know you've been doing the Christmas.
Oh, that's right. He got
time.
radio play.
Yeah, thank you.
And then right away he called me back. He's like, Bob, who is that? I'm like, it's Daniela. So he's like, we got it. It's on rotation. Like almost. If it was less than an hour, that's long.
Damn,
you know what I mean?
That's a good sign. There you go.
So I screenshot Baba. I showed him. I said, hey, dude, check it out. The thing is that I don't think she had any art. Any cover art, right? Yeah, no cover. No cover art. So I don't know what they were using for the cover art, but it was cool anyway.
Oh my gosh, I'll tell you, it was Michael Bublé.
What? It was a picture of Michael Bublé. I'm hearing. This is the first time I'm hearing.
On Hot Tejano, right? It was on Hot Tejano. Yeah. No, for just saludos to our good friends at Hot Tejano. But no, it was cool, man. And they started jamming. They started jamming the song. And it was on normal. It was on rotation for Christmas music. You know what I mean? So that was cool, man. How did you feel to hear yourself like that on a station like that?
It was awesome. It's always awesome to get to hear yourself on the radio.
Yeah,
as a musician, Chris, it's a different experience. It's amazing. You put a lot of hard work into it, and to get to actually listen to it live, it's something different. It's awesome.
Chris, you were talking about earlier, like when you were with AB and you guys would jam, and he would never really tell you anything. But how about Chris Perez now cruising down 37 South somewhere? And,
what used to be the Aztec Theater.
There you go.
Now it's called the Mayan, or
the
what's
Mayan,
it called?
Yeah.
I used to go to
35 South. That's on 35 South.
Oh, 35.
Military.
You're talking about 37.
Military.
37. Yeah, I'm going South Side for real.
Right. But okay, you're cruising,
South Park
and
Mall.
an old Selena song comes out, and you're a professional musician, so you're able to drown out the vocals, drown out the bass, drown out the drums, and you can just kind of pin in on the guitar. Do you ever just stop and say, man, what the hell was I thinking? Or are you like slapping the table? Everything that you did, you're good with it to this day.
I'm good with it to this day. I don't ever listen to any of that stuff and just focus on the guitar, because it's a collective of musicians and artists. And so if we're all pieces of a puzzle, and AB's the guy that he's the glue that puts it together. He does more than that, but kind of just to put it on in a nutshell, that's kind of what we were, because there was so much talent in that band. And it's not just the talent in life sometimes, because I've been playing music 30 years after the fact, right? After the Selena, Dinos era of my career as a musician. And to come to realize that you're never, and I don't mean it the way it's gonna sound, and let me finish my statement. It's like when the day comes that you realize you're never gonna have that again. You're never gonna have the chemistry of Ricky Vela, Chris Perez, Joe Ojeda, A.B. Quintanilla, Suzette, and Selena. You're never gonna have that chemistry again. And in one sense, it's like a little jarring, but then in the other, it's like, but I had that. You know what I mean? I can take that with me wherever I go as far as the experience, and base certain things off of that. Like those guys taught me more than I could ever learn in any kind of school of music, or because it was life. It wasn't just, oh, what's the proper guitar notes to play here? It's like, oh, not only that, but how do you get to the hotel room and get out of there, and then get to the gig and do sound check and make sure you're on time. I was like a professional musician. I will forever be grateful to all of them for that. All of them. Abraham, Marcy, but AB was he was the spark. Obviously, Selena was the one that came in and just completely kicked all of our asses on top of it. But AB was the spark, you know what I mean? And then he sparked the engine. Boom, the engine goes off, and then there you go.
That's cool, man. So let me Daniela, going back to you, how do you get introduced to Blue Mariachi?
That is a good question. So a couple of years ago, I was with a different management and label, and they are the ones that actually reached out to Bobo through an email, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. I think it was an email, and that Bob hadn't seen for like a year or so. I don't even know how he was able to, find that email, but lo and behold, he answered. He answered, and he was like, you know what? Let's give this chick a try. Let's see if we vibe with her. And yeah, we went to go eat. Went to go eat at Whiskey Cake, and that
Thought
was
you were
cool.
gonna say B-dubs, dog, because I ate with y'all Buffalo Wild Wings. Remember?
That was after we
Yeah, that was after we recorded the song. But yeah, so we went to go eat, and we were just getting a feel for each other, and yeah, and then I guess throughout the next couple of days or weeks, we went to Studio 210, was it?
Yeah,
Studio
that's
210?
been a couple of years.
Yeah, Studio 210. And yeah, Bobo had sent over a couple of like demo songs, and he was like, I want you to kind of like learn these, get a feel for them, and once you get to the studio, I want you to sing them and see how it sounds. And so we went to the studio. We went to the studio for 2 days. We recorded those few songs. We also had some songwriters come in and stuff like that. It was a really, really cool experience. And yeah, I mean,
have you been in a studio like that before? You kind of been in that setting?
No, not like that. That one was like real high tech and everything. I was like, whoa, this is the real thing.
These guys are monsters. And again, just because it's Wacky Wednesday, I love to tell people these things really happen. Like I got invited to go to a studio to see Chris record. He's like, hey, come check it out. We're gonna be over here with the band, whatever. And I've seen him in multiple studios. And the thing that I tell people is like, being on stage is one thing, right? Like being on stage, doing the show. But when you get to see these guys in their realm, in what they eat, that's the easiest way to put it. And when you get to see them where they eat, where they live and breathe, and like it is an absolute different. As a fan of music, it's an absolute different feeling. To sit there and watch somebody work, on stage is one thing, but again, when you're recording,
dude, you said it perfect. As
like
a fan,
in their element.
A fan of music, because to us, I hate to burst your bubble, but we're just there like, what are we gonna come up with? Like, what are we?
It's like,
yeah,
dude,
I know, I get it.
Chris Perez is just sitting there looking at me with his fingers bleeding because his fingers are all worn out from playing a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting here taking it all in. That's why I asked you, like, being in the studio, if that was because these guys are monsters.
Oh man, they're monsters.
Yeah,
monster
no,
musicians.
I think part of our job though with Daniela too is to keep her cool. Like, don't.
Yeah.
We're good. You got it. Don't worry. We got your back. You know what I mean? And how can you not just be like, okay, exhale, go with it.
And he gives me those affirmations, which I so appreciate because, I mean, also at the end of the day, Chris is he's a very humble guy. He's a very humble guy. Sure. He's very genuine. And, it's super apparent. And I feel that from him and I so appreciate it. Chris and Bobo, they're also such great listeners. They're very attentive and like with anything that I need, or anything that I'm thinking of, they're such good listeners, and I'm so grateful because I'm not. I'm not as great of a listener.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna cry.
No, for real, they're awesome.
One question I waited all week to ask you, Daniela, was, you're working with Bobo, you're working with Chris Perez. You're a young female artist. You're coming into the Tejano scene, right? Mm-hmm. Of course, Chris is already associated with the greatest female singer. Not even let's just take the female out.
Yes.
One of the greatest, if not the greatest, Tejano singers of all time, of our lifetime.
Yeah.
Right? And here you are, you're taking on the task of coming on as a first female artist for Blue Mariachi. What kind of like how do you take this? Because if I put myself in your shoes, right? How does somebody like you come and like, okay, dude, I'm nowhere near Selena, but how do I attack this? How do I come into this situation and do something great with it? Because this guy has been around greatness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I love that question. I feel that. So I've been, already working with Blue Mariachi Productions for a couple of years, and actually our music has been a couple of years in the making. And I mean, they see me in the studio. I have my moments where I'm definitely overthinking it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a perfectionist, and sometimes I got to do things over and over and over because there is that pressure, of course. You know what I'm saying? But it is. I'll tell you something. What gets me through a lot of it is my faith. My faith gets me through a lot of it. I pray a lot. For God did not give me a spirit of fear or of timidness, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And that is what I go by every day. I pray it every day. And because yes, I am the type of person that tends to, overthink things. And I just want to make sure that I'm in my right mindset, because I know for a fact that I'm working with, legendary musicians and recording engineer, and it's just.
I think that's part of the dynamic, the chemistry that Blue Mariachi we have together.
Yeah,
is that I wouldn't use that. You know what I mean? Or even have her walk into an energy to where it's like she's got to think about that. The whole Selena thing and the whatever. No, it's not, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to get the best out of you.
For sure.
And if, we're children, she and I have conversations, we'll leave the studio and we'll go sit at the counter inside the house in the kitchen and we'll just talk about music.
Yeah.
And we will talk about Selena, but not in a way that is...
like, hey, you need to step up your game. Like this.
Not like that, because that's not the conversation that needs to be had. It's just like sometimes we can have a conversation around that, and it puts her at ease.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because nothing was ever perfect. We had our issues, and she had to deal with certain things, and you know what I mean. It's like the human aspect of everything, and what we do is it's music. It's connected to our heart. Her as a singer, she's the most connected to anything we could ever do.
Right.
I mean, I'm a guitar player. I'll play this or whatever. I'll do whatever. Bob, he'll do his magic and whatever. But to stand behind a microphone and to emote and to say these words and to try to bring people in, that's way different than me being like, oh, guitar solo time. You know what I mean? And then I get to just do what I do.
Yeah.
Like, it's a soul... It's something in your soul that you have to put out there.
Yeah.
And we understand that. And so the whole thing for us is what's going to make her comfortable.
Right.
For sure. And to bounce back on what you're saying, I think it's, I got to be my most authentic self, most especially in the studio, and bringing out those emotions like Chris was saying. And I think like throughout this period, I've also been discovering my sound, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I mean, our music is it's a plethora of different like mixes of different genres, and we're bringing that versatility, and so we're excited.
Bringing a unique sound to
bringing
something.
A unique sound.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing to watch her grow in it. A lot of reminders for me when I was just starting out, and things I didn't think about because you get so caught up in the moment and your job, quote unquote. My job is to sing I can cuss, right?
You can say whatever.
Okay, so my job is to sing the shit out of this song and, completely like tear it up.
Yeah.
When sometimes the thing might be, well, what are you saying? And we've had these conversations. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Can you make them feel that? instead of just showing these other parts of your amazing talent. Like there's another part you can tap into.
For sure.
You know, and people need to be reminded. We all do. I mean, I do too sometimes. You know, who's listening? Who am I playing for? You know,
Playing for people like me.
Yeah.
Right? So,
That's
Daniela,
right.
here's a real deal question. This one's tough.
Okay.
Right? It's really, really tough.
All right.
You're in the studio. Okay?
this ain't gonna be it.
Hey, who's harder to work with? Chris or
Oh
Babo?
no! Don't ask me that question.
No. Like not harder to work with. Like let me rephrase it. Who's gonna give you? Who's gonna jump on you first?
You could be honest.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say that.
Babo's like, if it ain't me, then I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah. No, but the thing is though, like sometimes I'll tell Bob, hey Bob, you know, and then he'll go in and he'll tell her, so she'll think it's him, and I'm the good guy.
Is that right? Is that so?
No, I'm kidding. That never happens.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
10%.
That's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. Well, Eddie, do we have our segment today or no? We got it? You got it ready? You do? So just before we call it a night, we like to do something because people look forward to it every week. We do a little segment called What's Bumper Bumpin'.
All right.
And so with What's Bumper Bumpin', Chris, we put 3 songs together that maybe with a star artist, a new artist, an in-between artist, just 3 new songs for you guys to just, you know, people listening or watching the show, and you guys go out, we put the artists on there. You can go look up the artist, look up the single, and show them some love. This is this week's What's Bumper Bumping.
It's time to check out What's Bumper Bumping.
Nadie entiende nuestro amor y nada puede interponerse entre los dos. Cada nuevo capítulo abre un nuevo camino. Hay mucho que no sé de ti, que no sabes de mí. Cada nuevo capítulo abre un nuevo camino. No sé el futuro, pero yo confío en ti.
What's Bumper Bumping?
Qué tonto he sido por pensar que el tiempo borraría lo que sentimos, pero tarde me di cuenta y hoy estoy arrepentido. Si pudiera elegir mi destino, yo me quedo contigo. Contigo yo me quiero quedar. Tu risa es un capricho total. Me despierta y no dejo de pensar en ti. No sé qué tú me hiciste para tenerme así. Mi niña, no te voy a soltar. Estar contigo siempre ha sido mi plan. Nadie va a quererte como
What's Bumper Bumping?
chiquitita, chiquitita. Toda una mujer divina. Le doy gracias al Señor por haberte conocido. Amorcito corazón, quiero hacerme viejo contigo. Me traes arrastrando la cobija, chiquitita.
And that is this week's What's Bumper Bumping?
Oh yeah, that's this week's What's Bumper Bumping. We couldn't leave the show without doing that episode, chinga. What do you call it? That segment, man. That
Everybody
segment.
knows.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us late, we're here with Mr. Chris Perez, Miss beautiful and lovely Daniela, who right now, 1 hour and 21 minutes ago, she did the release of her brand new video, right?
That's right. Yes.
Right on. What's the name of the YouTube channel, Daniela?
So my YouTube channel is going to be under Daniela Ramirez Oficial. Don't forget the double L on Daniela. And yes, so it premiered at 8 p.m. So excited. It's truly an honor to also have Chris featured on, guitar. And we had some monster musicians on that one. So I recommend y'all go check it out. It's awesome. It's a great song. I'll say it here.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
And the video, it took you a while to put that video together. You did it all in one day. The video shoot. How'd you?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you, we recorded in Dallas, and we recorded 2 music videos in one day. It was a crazy day.
In the same outfit or no?
Crazy. No, different outfit changes for 2 different songs. But yes, if y'all want to go check it out.
Hey, but if you have an awesome photographer or producer, Eddie, I can take like 20 pictures of doing like different things.
Yeah.
And he's so good. I always wore one shirt, but he changes the colors, changes everything.
Oh,
you think I'm wearing like 100 different shirts. But tonight to me was really special, Chris, because again of who you are, what you've done in the industry, who you've been around, and here you are, coming up full circle, and now you're the artist, and I'm being very sincere with this. We talk about this a lot on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, where the artists that have been around that people know, are they reaching back? Are they reaching down? Are they reaching that hand down and being like, hey man, come on, let's go. Like, are you helping somebody else out? Because I always tell people, if this is a table, a Tejano table, like there's room for everybody to eat, right? It shouldn't be one of those things like, oh, I always hear the pay your dues thing. That was a hot topic this last week, the pay your dues deal. And I get it. There's some things where maybe I see it like you'd have to pay your dues. But at the same time, like if we want our music and our culture to continue to grow and continue to be accepted by young people who are going to listen to it, their whole adult lives, and then pass it on to their kids, we have to be able to bring fresh, new music to the table. So the artists that are existing that have been at that table for a long time, it doesn't hurt you to reach back and pick up an artist, right? And bring them to the table. And it's like, hey, you know what I mean? You can't get this meatloaf yet, but here's an enchilada. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a joke, Chris.
No, it's okay. It's okay, because I'm thinking serious. You're joking.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
I'm being serious.
So you bring them to the table, and to me, it's super cool to see somebody like Chris Perez, like Babo, to go out there and find this young girl and show her like, hey, if you're gonna do this, this is how you're gonna do it, and you're gonna do it right. So you're grooming them the right way, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, kind of going into what you're talking about, we are a community. There might be a perception of certain people being outside of the community or not such a big part of it or whatever, but we are part of the community, and we are friends with a lot of people that are in the community, and we're super proud of that, and to feel the support from all of them. Some of the guys in Solido, and Signo, and La Mafia, and we just go down the list. David Lee Garza. Like, dude, you know how proud I am to consider David Lee a friend of mine? Like, we've gone into the studio and worked together, and to know, like, just the feeling of, I'm being honest, just having somebody like him come up and be like, mijo, in the studio, it's like,
it's the godfather of Tejano music,
because
baby.
I remember being that young dude and listening to his music and being like, there is no way, we're ever going to get there. And now to be kind of hanging with all these people, and, and I have nothing but mad respect for these Tejano artists, and even the ones that were a part of my growth, the J. Pettis' types, and there's just so many I could list right now, but it's just like to be involved in the community still to this day, and we're not that type of group that we talk about everything we do. Oh, we did this, we did that, or whatever. It's in our hearts. We make the moves. We do what we do on the down low. If we need to bring attention to something in a charitable kind of way, we'll bring attention to that. We've always been that kind of company. I've always been that kind of person, because it's very important to give back. And just because you don't see it, don't think it's not happening.
That's a great way. That's a great way to look at it. And again, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you as your, Blue Mariachi. I'm excited for you, being young, doing your thing. Thank you. Don't forget Daniela Ramirez on YouTube. You guys can go there as soon as we're done with the show. Go follow, like, subscribe, do all those things. Watch the video. Don't just watch the video. If there's something you liked about the video, comment on the video, right? Chris says, Raza, we got one bad thing we do as Raza. We don't like making
just one?
Yeah, just one. We don't like making YouTube accounts. We just go to YouTube. We just go to YouTube. We just go to YouTube and we watch, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have a YouTube account, you can't subscribe. You can't like.
Right.
You can only watch.
Yeah.
Right? But I said, like, no, I'm not putting my name in all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we have to.
Too many steps.
We have to do it to help each other out. So, Chris, Daniela, before we let you go, Daniela, what do you have in the future? Do you have any performances coming up here soon?
Well, I might, but I don't know if I'm
It's
able
one of those
to
things we
say
can't
it.
really talk about.
It all happened today.
It's literally
Things need
today.
to be signed off on, but I don't even want to say potentially. It looks like it's a for sure thing, but we can't really say it until.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's really good.
I
stuff.
know, and I'm excited.
Oh, I'm
you
so
know what I
excited.
mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, and I'm excited, and it's gonna be something super amazing. You're gonna be
Thank you
around
so
some
much.
people who have been doing it for a long time,
Oh, yeah.
right? And they've been doing it right, and
Right.
they're up there. So,
Yes.
Again, I can't wait to see you grace the stage.
Thank you so much.
We're looking forward to that. The band, before we let you go, is it going to be a band? Are you working on a band? Is
It's
it
in
going
the
to be?
works.
Yeah, that's something it's not hard for us to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're asking, am I going to be at a couple of the shows? Of course.
That's what I was asking without asking.
Yeah, of course.
And before I let you go, Chris, I also had on here, I wanted to thank you because through one of your guys, I got Louis the singer here in the studio, and we got to do an interview with him.
That's my boy.
And he spoke very highly of you. And again, man, just another thing outside the box that you're involved with.
Yeah, he just dropped a single. It's called
Buzzing.
It's called Buzzing. It's a song that we wrote there at the house.
On the 20th. Comes out Friday.
Okay.
It's coming out Friday. It's called Buzzing. Check it out. Country. Really cool stuff. I love the fact that I get to just do different things. You know what I mean? And then we have another one coming out. I don't want to say what it is just yet. You're going to freak out on it. I think you already know, probably. I told you. But then it's another one coming out. Another different genre. I mean, I feel blessed and happy.
Bob, I need to be. I will drive. I don't care where it's at. Right? If it's in Texas, I will drive. If you call me and send me a text, say, "Bump, you got to see the show tonight." Chris Perez is wearing a cowboy hat. I'm ready. Like I want to see.
You look good in the
It's not that funny.
Hell no, that shit ain't.
I look pretty good in the cowboy hat.
Hey, what do you think? You think you look good in a cowboy hat? Tilted to the side, ready to go, dog.
I just wear it real low. Then we do Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi, and we're set.
It's not that timing-wise. It's not that far away.
There you go. Hey, Bob, you tell me I'm there because I'm gonna have my phone ready to go. Million pictures of Chris in the cowboy hat. That would be super awesome. Daniela, my last question for you, man, is where do you see yourself 1 year from today?
1 year from today, that is such a great question. I hope to be, performing very regularly. That is a goal I have. I want to, eventually I would love for music to be my income, like supplemental income.
Right.
And so, but it's not about the money, But I mean, if that's my dream ultimately at the end of the day. So if I'm able to, sustain myself through music, that's a goal for me. So we'll see.
I hear that.
Yes. I've got a bunch of goals and dreams, but that's one of them.
Yeah, that's another thing about her is she's not like so all about that stuff. Like she really wants to do the best thing.
She's focused on what she.
I think at the end of it all, if you can look back and look at what you've done and what you've accomplished and what you have, and you can go like, look, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
That is the goal. And, to be proud of that.
For sure.
As opposed to, all the other stuff.
Right.
And I think things are going to fall into place. She's got us to help her.
Yes.
back
Also
her
hope to
up.
do more music, of course.
Yeah,
To
yep.
continue doing more music with Blue Mariachi.
And Chris, what about you, man? Anything you got coming up that's Chris Perez driven? Not kind of like behind the scenes. It's just Chris Perez front and center.
Well, no, I mean, we have a bunch of songs that I've written and sung on and recorded, but I just don't feel like it's that right time in my life. I won't even say the word career. I'll say in my life to put any of that stuff out, because the minute I do that, I'm done. Like, people are going to hear it's me singing it, or those are your words. There's no hiding behind it. I get a certain sense of like just kind of being in the back with these guys.
Yeah.
In everything that I do, musically speaking. And, people have to remember that I never set out to do this. I was just dealt a certain hand back in 1995, and I had to learn how to play the game, but my way. Not anybody else's way, my way. And a lot of hands I lost, a lot of hands I won. And I think the further down I go, the more I'm going to win. And so until I feel that time is right, then I'll do it. And there will be a time, mind you, one day you will have probably an EP of 5 songs of mine that I've written, that I've recorded, that I played on, that I'm singing on.
100% you.
Yeah. And we're going to be old men.
Oh my gosh, that's the time.
It's going to be about old man shit. I don't know, but
like,
we'll
damn,
see.
Chris, really,
yeah,
bro?
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it'll be about
We got a lot in the vault. There's a lot in the vault.
Yeah, we do have a lot in the vault, but I really just want to see these things through that I'm working on, and I feel again that I'm a lucky guy that I have these opportunities. It doesn't all have to be about the music. Everything is. It has its place in my life. Being a dad is probably the most important thing. Being a friend, a brother. We just have so many things going on, with Bob and Daniela and the family and the friends and stuff like that. It's just I'm in a real good spot right now. I mean, I'm happy.
Chris, I think for a lot of people to hear you say that word, you know what I mean? It makes people feel good.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, fans of Tejano music, fans of Chris Perez, fans of Selena, when you hear Chris Perez come on a show and say, hey, man, I'm in a good place. I'm happy. That says a lot. It makes me feel like that's awesome, because people deserve to be happy.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter, and you should put it perfectly. No matter what cards are drawn, right, that are given to you, everybody deserves to be happy at some point in time in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hopefully more sooner than later. But it's great to see that you're doing good things, man. I look forward to hearing more things. And here's the other thing, ladies and gentlemen. Being Bumper Gomez and having these guys as friends, you get to go over and you get to hear stuff that maybe your ears will never hear.
Oh yeah, you've heard some of this stuff. That's right.
I'll just put that. Maybe you hear
bad.
some things that you guys will never be able to hear. And I've had the honor of listening to them. So it's something that I take with me. Daniela, you're around them all the time, so you kind of know what I'm saying and how I feel.
Yeah.
It's super cool, man. Daniela, we wish you the best here at Bumpers Wacky Wednesday.
I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't, when you get done with the show, we're going to go to Daniela Ramirez Oficial YouTube. We're going to check out the video. We're going to comment on the YouTube. We might even have to sign up for a YouTube account. Raza, sign up for your YouTube account. Put your little comment on there. It's like, hey, I just saw you on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Love the video. You know what I'm saying? That would be really, really cool, because here at Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, as you can see, we're all about supporting our industry,
right?
From the beginners, and I'm not calling you a beginner, but people down here to the people all the way up here and everything in between. It's super cool, and I couldn't do any of this. We couldn't look good. We couldn't sound good I want you guys to give a little round of applause for my producer, Mr. Eddie Hernandez.
He needs to get in front of the camera.
We've been trying, Chris, for
So he
almost
knows
3
what it
years
feels
now.
like.
We've been trying to get him on the camera. But no, Eddie, great job tonight, man. Great job. And to everybody, man, to everybody that we got to meet this weekend in downtown San Antonio and Fanfare, super awesome. All the pictures, if you guys post them, make sure you tag us. It's super awesome to hear everybody's stories, you know, to hear people like, hey, I remember seeing this person. Remember when they said this or said that? And just to hear the stories, it's super cool, man.
At the Tejano
thing. And, you know, at the end of the day, I was telling Eddie, I think for me, what makes us feel the best is just the acceptance of the industry. Right. From the David Lee Garzas, the Jay Perez's, to the Bobby Polidos, to the Intocables, to
Bobby too.
All the across the board, Shell, like you know, everybody has accepted what we're doing. Like, you know, this little guy. I'm not little, but this guy, right, in a small little studio started this, and you know they've been accepting of it, and it's part of it's. I got to see this weekend how big Bumpers Wacky Wednesday is in the industry. Like I've never really because we do it so much, you don't realize it until you just kind of sit back, or so many people come up to you and you're just like, wow, that many people watching. You know, Eddie had a bunch of people from the industry come up and talk to him, so it's super cool, man. I love
that
what we're
feeling
doing
never
here,
goes
man.
away, because that's what's so special about everything. That's the feeling I carry with me. When you were asking me earlier about people coming up to you or whatever, it's like, wow, you know, you actually want to know, or you care.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know the feeling.
For sure.
Don't lose that.
I still laugh at they want to take a picture. I'm like, with this ugly mascot, you want to take a picture? I just laugh. But you know, to everybody who tuned in, thank you guys so much. Next week, we're taking it back to our roots. We're gonna have the guy from Laredo, Texas, Mr. Tony Tigres Signs, is gonna be on the show right here live. I think he's coming with his 2 sons, Acordeon, Bajo Sexto.
Wow.
Back segunda, dude. I'm telling you, you guys are not ready. So I'm giving you a week. Save your pennies. Get your tequila. Get your beer ready. Get it, because next Wednesday is gonna be on and popping right here. We're taking it back, old school. Chris, Daniela, thank you guys so much for blessing us with your presence tonight.
Yo, shout out to Louie if you're watching, and especially like we've been hanging out and recording with Max Baca and Josh and all you guys, Tex Maniacs. I love you. Can't wait to get back in the studio again. I just want to say thank you.
Daniela, any thank yous?
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Bumper, for having me as well. I so appreciate this. This is an absolute blessing. And if y'all want to go check me out and follow me on my musical journey, you can follow me at Daniela Ramirez Oficial on everything, on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and YouTube.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys next Wednesday right here on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday.
Cada nuevo capítulo